I actually kind of wanted to start with this one first, well, because this was kind of reminiscent of the sad-ish first, but that Matthew Perry, the last month,
Good
like,
call.
yeah, I wanted to actually get into that first, but we kind of steered away from that. But speaking about this, like about empathy and everything like that, like I thought we should talk about that a little bit because I thought that was very callous of a situation. And if you see, I was very invested in this. You see, I put like 3 links on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I did see that.
yeah, I was very invested in this one. I was like, yo, so actually I don't even know where I even put it.
Ain't no Fox News on this one.
Hello. Yeah. Oh, you noticed that too? Okay, my man. Okay. Yeah, okay, my
Oh
man
yeah,
noticed
yeah,
that.
yeah. And they wouldn't want to say nothing about this. This is
What, not up their alley?
yeah, yeah. This don't hit their demo.
Yeah, what, because of empathy?
Bars.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
But
yeah.
yeah, the last month of Matthew Perry, just the news reports came out from the doctors who were prescribing him the ketamine, the text messages between them, the price gouging. Just actually, I don't even know how to introduce this. This is crazy. Like I'm just like, yo, man, yeah, help me out, man. Can you introduce this for me about Matthew Perry, man? Because this is wild.
So just like Mac Miller's passing, they're
Hmm.
doing a lot of digging into the events leading up to the demise or the passing. And they're doing this with Matthew Perry, just as they did with Mac Miller. Probably still doing with Mac Miller, but um, R.I.P. Mac. R.I.P. Matt Perry. But
Facts.
so as they're digging into everything, they're looking at his phone records, they're looking at everything, bank transactions, etc. They're trying to lead up and see if there's foul plays or a plot, etc. So they're just trying to see where a lot of the blame is for this situation for Matt Perry, right?
Mm.
So looking at messages, communications, etc. And as they're digging everything up, they're seeing just he was spiraling, man. It seemed like he was
Yeah.
just really spiraling. Like he was sober for a while. Um, I think he was sober, and even did the Friends reunion show. I feel like he was pretty much kind of probably sober till then, and I feel like maybe after that he kind of got back, fell off the wagon. But he was doing ketamine, and it's sad, man. Like I don't know much about ketamine, so I can't really even talk about like how would you function because I don't even understand
Yeah,
it.
me
But
either. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that's out my
but
wheelhouse on that one.
but when you got people you're paying on like retainer, like your staff, right?
Mm.
Getting you drugs and shooting you with drugs, I just feel like that's never ever gonna be good,
Michael
right? When
Jackson.
I'm yeah, 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 exactly. When I'm paying you to now do my drugs for me or help me do my drugs, I just think that's when it's like that's different than a blunt roller. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
say
that. Yeah.
that.
Hello. I was gonna say that too. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna say that too.
That's
Snoop got the. You know what I mean? That's a whole different. It's a
people
whole
do
different
that.
ballpark. Yeah.
Like it's on Craigslist, blunt rollers, people looking for jobs. Like it's a thing, but that's a little different than this. This is like syringes. this is like
Drugs.
this is
Like,
almost
this is
nurse like.
drugs. Like,
This is almost nurse like because I'm gonna
yeah.
have to shoot you up. Probably gonna have to take care of you. You know what I mean? Like this is almost like some nurse hospice type shit where this shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be paying people to do that. That especially aren't
Yeah.
skilled in it, etc. But
Never been a fan of anybody being in control of my situation. Like, you
mhm.
know what I mean? I like to do my situation, but I've also never been a fan of anything that requires CCs or milligrams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just never been my
Mhm.
type of thing. Like, that's just me personally.
No pills.
No, I've never been a pill. I mean, I had a hot summer. Like,
Oh, okay, I just meant like I just thought of pills because you said MGs. I'm just like, well, some pills, but I think you were just talking more about the shooters, right? The little
yeah,
shooters. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But I meant like even pills though. I don't know. It's never been my thing. I've just really been just a smoker. Like, you know what I mean, I just
For
never
sure.
like that's like to me that's scary. Like, you know, like I
Oh
get
yeah.
my body is completely tatted. Like, right, but if you put a needle in front of me talking about there's some drugs or something there, I'm definitely afraid of that. Like, I'm like, yo, please get that what they call the F away from me. Like, immediately. Like I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just one of those kids where like in the '80s, like when those commercials came out, like don't be up with like what was it, up with hope, down with dope. Like you will pass out. But like I really grew up in the '80s though. Like
Hmm.
I saw motherfuckers dying. Like you know what I'm saying
Oh yeah, yeah,
off
yeah.
the one hit. Like you know what I mean. I saw a lot of that. Like so like I don't know. Maybe that just stuck in my head. Like I just like crack, coke, all like you know what I mean. Even with coke, I'm like yo, that's crack's daddy. Like I'm good. Like I was like I see what crack do. Why would I want his daddy? Like
Right.
like I don't nah. Like I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just I grew up in the '80s. Like 'cause like I said, if I grew up maybe in the '90s, man, what these niggas grew up in the '90s. I think when Oxy was hitting, like the OCs, like you know what I mean. The opioid
Hmm.
epidemic kind of started was hitting. Like, cause I missed that whole wave. Cause you know what I mean. Like I said, '80s baby. So like the '90s babies, they got the opioid, the whole situation. So I don't know. That's dangerous. Like but they're more willing to try things like that because that's their generation. Like
Yeah.
I feel like weed is more a party drug, like to the not even a drug. Weed just a party, like a cigarette. Like weed is like common. And that's why I mess with it because
Yeah.
it's regular. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm just chilling. Like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
trying to get high. Like I don't know where y'all trying to get to, but I'm not trying to do that. I have stuff to do. Like you
We
know what I'm
come from
saying.
the generation of convenience.
Yeah.
Like, is it easy to take? Can I get this off? How easy?
Mm,
Is it some Molly? Is it a pill? It's a little small thing.
mm,
Easy, right?
right.
Oh, I gotta inject that. It's too much work. I'm cool. That's a lot. I ain't trying to
Yo, you got to
do
get
all
some
that.
cotton swabs. You got to get a needle. You got to
Are we sharing the needle too? Oh,
oh, we're sharing. Oh, that sounds
like my
crazy.
brain can't even
That sounds crazy.
mess with that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when
Yeah.
homeboy, when
Respectfully.
so yeah. No, but
Yeah.
the pills thing, definitely is a big deal, huge thing. So I think that's kind of normal,
Mm,
with how easy it is to get that kind of shit.
mm,
And where I was dealing in my circles, pills was pretty easy, and I saw it a lot. So that's why I was just like, not saying or assuming you did pills, but just kind of like the milligram thing. I was just like, oh shit, no, like
well, actually, it's crazy
people was
too
fucking with
because
that shit.
I actually in my time outside, let's say that, I did notice in like I said in my generation that time, I did notice the introduction of the bad pill.
Mm,
So like that was before the fake perk. Like you know what I mean?
mm.
That was the introduction
Oh
of
yeah,
what
yeah,
we led up to the fake perk. Like you know what I mean? So I just like you know what I mean. So like that's another turn off for me. Like you know what I mean? I saw like I said, I had a different perspective of the whole situation. I didn't come into the game as like a user. I became different. So
oh yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
but it was funny though because not funny. It was tragic actually because we're talking about the Matthew Perry situation. It was tragic though because I was reading the callousness of these medical professionals, like their conversations between each other and the price gouging, like talking about how like they were charging him like $200 for like a $12 bottle, like just little shit like that, like and then but like the fact that they called him moron and stupid and it, like you know what I mean, like I just felt like that was more of a slap in the face of like the medical oath they took, like you know what I mean when they signed up, like
I mean,
that.
they're already violating that by doing this, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true, but like, but that's kind of a slap in the face even more though. Like when you like, okay, there's one thing where like you're being paid to like enable somebody's habit. That's one thing. Like okay, like say there's your favorite rapper and he likes to sip lean or whatever. You
Hmm.
prescribe him his whatever so he can go sip. Okay, there's one level of that. Now there's another level when say your favorite rapper likes to sip lean and you're like, okay, well now it's $10,000 a cup, like, and because you know he's gonna buy it because he's addicted and can't get it nowhere else, and then you're like, ha, stupid, like, and you're laughing at him, like you and the pharmacist and the person who subscribed it, the person who makes the notepad, the person who like that's another level of it, like it's that's kind of I don't know, just like where's your humanity at? Like that's crazy, like because
I feel
I can understand
like
like if it was weed or something, like if you overcharge somebody for some tree, like you're like like you just stupid. Like you know what I'm saying? You should know you should know the prices that you go to the dispensary. Like you
hmm.
overcharge somebody, but like you're overcharging somebody and they're killing themselves like for something that you know what I mean? And it's just a different level, different spin on it. It just hit different. just not a fan of that. Like, especially because remember when he passed originally, and we spoke about it on the show on the pod, and I was like, yo, they have no information, and we talked about it back then. We were like, yo,
Hmm.
like that doesn't, it's not adding up. He just fell out in the pool, like. Like, come on, like, no, we like I said, we spoke about it. We're like, bro, we know he was battling his, he was struggling with his, his addiction. So we were like, yo, like something's gonna come out, and I just didn't think it was gonna be this horrendous. Like, I
I
don't know.
mean, I just don't understand. I get it. I get what you're saying, and I respect what you're saying. I just think like there's not honor amongst all thieves. Some thieves have
Mm,
honor, and some thieves don't. Right. And
mm.
not even saying these doctors and them are thieves, but I just mean in terms of like
Yeah, the analogy,
unsavory characters, right?
right?
Like some have honor and some don't.
Mm,
And I think this is just one of those examples of someone who doesn't. Because if you had honor, you're not going to really buy, you're not going to prescribe lean. If you had the honor and all that, you're not going to
touche, touche.
do this for homeboy,
Mm,
regardless of calling him a moron or not. You're just like, nah, like, nah, you don't need
mm,
it. If you needed it, I'm gonna give it to you, and if you need it, I'm gonna give it to you in doses, and we're gonna work on this thing, right? But
mm. Bars,
that's the difference. So for me, I'm like, he, these are just unsavory people, and this is why I'm glad they're getting them round up because they're gonna keep doing this to whoever is willing to pay, right?
right?
And we don't want these kind of people with access to the drugs of all kinds, right? So,
Yeah, I think they were
I'm
talking
not,
about giving him 10 years or something like that.
yeah, something like that.
Mm.
Um, I'm, I'm with it, man. Like they're saying, homeboy was getting hit 6 to 8 times a day with
Damn.
shots for ketamine.
Mm.
So you know he's spiraling, man. If he needs it that often,
Damn.
you literally have to come shoot homeboy 6 times on the minimum with a needle. Like you know this ain't going well, man. You know the end's near. Like
You know what's crazy? Like, if you really do the math on that, like, say, Buddy, like, sleeps like 8 to 9 hours a day, like, you know what I'm saying? He's up to maybe only 12 hours a day. Like, if you got to shoot him 6 to 8, 10 times, that means you're shooting him every hour and a half. Like, he's awake. Like, that's wild.
right.
Every hour and a half, 2 hours. Like,
And then the days where it's 8 times, it's like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Like
that's, yo, come on, fam.
that's what I'm saying. Like he's spiraling, and I am on board with you where I don't like that these fools are distasteful and like they can see him spiraling and they're not like they're just clowning him more. You know what I mean? Like I really hate that, but I also think that's what goes into giving them their longer sentences or showing they have no remorse or you know what I
Right.
mean, just showing
Yeah,
their
makes sense.
character and
Yeah.
that. So for that, I'm just like I hope they get hit with the longer with the big book as they say
Mm,
longer term, but
mm.
um
Yeah, I was trying to
sad
figure
man.
out what is the actual proper sentencing for something like this? Because this is actually out of my, I know a lot about the court system, but I don't know about this part of, what is this like? I don't even know what the charges are. I don't know if it's criminal negligence or I just don't understand. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the actual charges. So actually, are we looking at up the actual charges? Yes,
Are they done? Did they officially
I
charge
am
yet?
not.
I'm
I'm
not
not even
thinking.
sure. Actually, let me double check real quick.
5 people charged with conspiracy to distribute ketamine.
Mm. Oh, okay, that's a slam dunk. That's it.
Drug dealers obtained $1,000 worth of
Yeah, no,
ketamine.
that's a slam dunk. They got that.
Yeah,
That's slam dunk.
exactly.
I like how they be doing that shit now because people always be like, oh, yeah, they look at like what happened, and then they're like, oh, like say like the Tory Lanez thing. Like everybody's like, yo, Tory's gonna beat it because they're charging him with shooting Meg. Like, no, they charged him with possession of a firearm, and they charged him with a firearm going
Discharging.
off. Yeah, exactly. They didn't charge him with nothing to do with her.
Right?
She
No
was a
manslaughter,
witness.
no
Yeah.
attempted murder.
Right, exactly. I'm like, look at the charges. Like, let's see what we're working with.
Like you can add those on,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you just
but
pop a gun off in public, you're already going.
exactly. So
Nobody got to say nothing.
yeah, at all. But so yeah, so they're charging them with conspiracy to. Oh yeah, they got them on that. Dead right. Yeah, text message already. So all right, cool. They
Oh
got
yeah,
that. Yeah. All right. Cool. Uh, yeah. Okay. So, conspiracy. What's the time allotted for that usually? What state are they in?
I don't know.
I think that's usually
I feel
conspiracy.
like I want to say it was New
Is that
York,
state or
but
federal?
I don't know. I was wondering about that because, like, if DEA gets involved, now it's federal, right? But I don't
Yes.
know. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
If the DA gets involved, that is federal.
Yeah, but that line of like when they take over, you know, like that's where
Yeah.
I'm always like, I don't know how that works.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to
yeah,
think
yeah.
about that too. When the DEA arrests people, I do believe they are prosecuted by the federal government.
That makes sense. But if it doesn't reach to that level, then does it stay state? You know
Well,
what I
the
mean? That's
DA,
where I'm kind of
the
like,
DEA doesn't usually get involved unless it's going to go federal. Like the FBI doesn't arrest nobody and then say, "Hey, let's kick it to the state to prosecute." Like if they DA arrest somebody, that's going straight there.
oh yeah, I'm
Generally.
talking about before that. I don't know the line before DEA gets
Oh, that's just regular DA.
the
That's just regular.
escalation.
That's just regular.
Okay,
That's just regular DA. If it comes across their desk, I want to say maybe because of the high profileness of the case, that's why the DA got involved. Like,
might
they
be
want to be
yeah.
like, oh, we're gonna supersede and cross the
Oh
T's
yeah,
and dot the
we're
I's. Like,
taking over
yeah, make it look good. And
for sure, for
yeah.
sure.
But I didn't really want to stay too long on this topic. We went way too long on this topic, but it was just like it was just a tragedy because like like I said, we spoke on it previously, and you know how much of a fan we are Chandler Bing, and like we knew something was
Oh, for sure.
fishy. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, we might have to have like a at the end of the year like a episode where we just talk about all the shit we were right about like before, because we be right about a lot of things, bro. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but boop, beep, or wherever horns go. Because like let's be real, there's been a few times, bro. Like we've had a pod, bro, and then I've actually like went on like the YouTube, just watching YouTube shit, and then like seeing people talking about the same topics we talking about like a month later, like they just heard about it. I'll be like, yo, we smoked that already. Like, but anyway, shout out to us, man.
Yeah,
Shout out our followers and listeners, man, for real. But
that joke's sad, but
shout out the
RIP.
families of Matthew Perry, his friends, family, loved ones, admirers, everybody who's fans of like us, because like just when you get to hear like one of your people that you admire, when you get to hear how like they were spiraling out of control, like and didn't have like people in their corner to say, hey, yo, man, like stop or get him into rehab, or like the people in his circle were the people plotting his demise and trying to make a buck off at the same time. And that's a crazy way to go out. Like your last moments are around people who just are preying on your
Yeah,
downfall, literally. Like
taking
what I'm
full
saying?
advantage of you.
Yeah, that's wild. Like I don't have I got a low tolerance for things like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. So but yeah, like I said, prayers and healing energy for the Matthew Perry family. Like because like let's be real, we all just mess with Matthew Perry. That's all I want to say.